So guys, once again, we failed to beat a team who are solid and organised at the back, who are very aggressive, who wanted it more than we did, and we showed our inexperience today. So welcome to the match review of Newcastle 4, Chelsea 1. So guys, it's becoming a theme now. 4 goals, either for or against Chelsea. 4-1 against Tottenham, 4-4 against Manchester City, and then a 4-1 defeat against Newcastle. So that's kind of synergy, isn't it? It's in, 2 4-1s in between a 4-4. So when we play against Brighton next week, I wonder what that's going to be. Hopefully, if it's a 4, it's a 4 to us and not to them. But today it showed one thing it showed to me, or a few things actually. The first thing is that if you don't win your battles, you're not going to win a game. St James's Park, I mentioned in my preview, is always a difficult place to come and play. The crowd get on get on their side, and it's like they act as a 12th man for them. And if we are not willing to come into that cauldron and compete, then this is what you're going to get. You're going to get hammered. Yeah. First off, we were fortunate actually to come away 1-1. Joe Linton should have buried that chance to make it 2-1. They scored Isak, but mind you, Isak was back, and I said he was an injury out, but he came back, and so did Almiron. So that injury hit side that I was talking about wasn't that much impacted, especially up top where they've struggled to score goals. Those two coming back, big boost for them. Had they not played, could have been a different game. We don't know, but they still didn't have their Sven Botman at the back. Dan Burn was still out, so they had a makeshift back four. But their makeshift back four was made easy for them because Chelsea's attack, again showing their inconsistency. We were just very timid today, so my boys under 16 defence could have probably kept these guys out today. Such was their lackadaisical attitude today. And that's where I think I mentioned it again when I did the preview, where I said Newcastle, they recruited well. What they did, they bought a spine. They were bottom, I believe. Yesterday, I was kind of saying they were bottom half of the table, but actually, when Eddie Howe took over, I'm sure that they were bottom of the table, and he brought in players who can take them up. People like Dan Burn, people like they brought in. Was it the goalkeeper? Was it? I can't remember when they brought in Nick Pope, but they brought in a spine. And the first guy they got in was Trippier. Trippier shows leadership qualities. They wanted leaders. They brought in someone who's got that leadership quality in Trippier. And then as they continue to build, as I said, they bought Nick Pope. They brought in Sven Botman. They've bought Ramirez, and he's somebody who's a fighter who he's a terrier who can put it about. He's not scared to compete in any situation. So they brought in players who can fight for the badge and with leadership qualities, and that's what you saw today. You saw a team playing together. You saw a team who was physically superior to us. You saw a team who was tactically superior to us, and that's because they went out and bought in the right areas. They got a strong spine now, and even with the injuries that they have, they brought in players who can come in, and the quality doesn't dip that much. And in comparison to us, what you saw today was this young side. Like my issue, and a lot of people are going on that Pochettino, which is ridiculous because it's just reactionary and stupid. But I've said it consistently, and I keep saying it. We did not by enough experience in the team, and our policy of getting players who are under the age of 26 was just ridiculous for me. And today you saw that in abundance. This team are naive, tactically naive. They came here and they played the way Newcastle wanted them to play the game. So we weren't playing our normal game of football, and we got into scraps and against a physical side, against like Newcastle, we're never going to win those close scraps. And the naivety, we know that Trippier's got the second most assists after Ward-Prowse in this league, and he's good at set plays. So what do? Oh, let's give him a free kick over there. Let's give him a free kick over there. Let's give him another free kick over there. So they're bound to score for one of those free kicks. And we saw that in the second half with the header by the Shells. Poor marking. Was it Badiashile who left his man? But we just didn't, but when you give them so many chances, they're bound to take one. And then obviously we had the error from Thiago Silva, which led to the other goal. 3-1, game's over. And that's the thing. And what annoyed me as well at 3-1, the captain of our side, the guy who's meant to be the leader, he just gave away a cheat. He was already on a yellow card. He's given away another cheat one, got himself sent off to give us further problems on the side who was struggling anyway. So I expect my captain to do a lot better than that. So he's and that's the problem. We've given him the captaincy whenever he's out injured for half the time, and now he's suspended. So is this? I'm not knocking. I don't want to seem like I'm knocking James, but I'm just saying that if he's what we have as our leader, then that's where the issue lies, because I don't see him as leadership quality. He's a great player on his day, but leadership quality is no. And I'm looking around the squad for who the leaders are, and even the ones who left us, did they have a lot of leadership qualities? The one you could probably say maybe Jorginho. He was very popular in the dressing room, and he showed that. Aspilicueta, yeah, not on the pitch, not as much as I'd have liked, but we just struggle for the leadership. And you're looking around, who are our leaders? Who's that experienced head that we can get in? I know a lot of people may not agree with me on this one, but that's why I wanted somebody like Ivan Toney. Some people don't want him, but Ivan Toney, I just love his attitude. I just love the way that he sees the game, and I think had we brought him in, he's not going to want standards to drop, and he will be demanding more of these players. And he's a sort of talisman at Brentford. I can see him doing that. So it's people of that ilk, and that's like the people who didn't want the likes of your Declan Rices and people like that. And so don't underestimate leadership. A lot of our fan base are more style and substance rather than, and they don't like these guys, these rugged type of guys. They don't fit into that stylistic way of they want to play. But we need balance in our side, and we need that strong spine. And sorry, we just haven't got it. And physicality, we've been crying out for physicality so long. And even Ugu Chokwu, he was brought in, I think, for his added height and physicality. But today he showed that he's not yet ready for the big football. He's still young, and I'm not saying that he's not going to make it. But had we brought in someone like a Paulino, who was there, 27, experienced, and could have helped this young side. So that's where we have failed. The board has failed in the build-up of this team. Because I've said it all along, even when we've had good results, I've always said that this side, there's going to be lots of ups and downs in this side, because it's just a young, naive side who are not ready yet to compete with the big boys. And the issue is that with the inconsistency of the results that we're getting this season, are we going to get European football? Because if we don't get European football financially, we could be in a bit of problem. So, Europa League, even that I don't think is good enough. We need to make Champions League, and the way it's looking at the moment, I just cannot see us making Champions League with what, 4 wins so far in the season. And things have got to start to gel now, because the longer it goes on, the more difficult it's going to be it's going to become. Because I did say yesterday I think we'd have gone ahead, but we'd have been 1 point behind Newcastle, but now we are 4 points behind Newcastle, I believe. And there's other teams up there who we need to catch as well. We can't leave everything on Nkunku, because obviously Nkunku is going to be back soon, but is he going to address that physicality, that defensive frailties that we saw in the side today? And for me, the first thing about a game of football, I don't care how skillful you are, you need to compete. You need to go with the opposition, battle with them, and show a bit of character. And that's what, sadly, today the team were lacking. I'm hoping it's a case of, because it was Pochettino was suspended, Zappa in the stands, so he wasn't there to instruct them. Maybe that was something else from a young squad. They needed direction from the touchline, and it just wasn't there today. So maybe, if you want to give a little excuse, that may be the reason as well for the poor performance. But yeah, next up is Brighton, and they've gone back to winning ways today. So we need to just really, try and get a result against Brighton. Our home record hasn't been great, so Brighton are going to see this as a grudge match again after us stealing all their players and managers and whatever. But maybe not their manager, because they've got a better one now. But that's going to be another tough one. The only thing with Brighton is that, again, they play a more open style of football. It may suit us, because we're not really a Parker bus team, so maybe we can get something out of that match. But until we get a bit more experience in this side, guys, expect more of the same. So what's your take on today's game? Stick your comments in the section below. And don't forget, as always, to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to be notified every time I make any videos. So take care. Bye-bye.